Water beads. I got introduced to these a couple of weeks ago, and when I saw them I was thinking, make great abstract images. Pictures I've been seeing were using the water beads as water drops on flowers or on any item in particular, using them as focal points. But I hadn't seen many of them done in large groups. If you haven't seen these before, this is what they come into. Packets. You can buy them in multicoloured, clear, all sorts of different ranges of colours. Soak them in water overnight for about 12 hours and they grow to around this size. This is a pretty simple setup. I have the water beads, which have been soaked for over 12 hours, in a jar, emptied of the excess water. Just got them on a turntable here, make it easier for me to get different shots. Instead of moving the lights around, all I've got to do, turn the turntable around and I can keep taking shots from the front. All I've got, I have two torches held here in my retort stand, but it can be held there, pointed at the back at anything. All I'm doing is exposing for the light coming through them. So it's be like this. What's quite nice about having the beads pressed against the glass, you can actually see through the beads and see another bead behind it in a different colour and see the lines. A bit more abstract. Another setup just using the two torches. Instead of having them as a blanket wall of light shining against the card, you have them shining straight into the back of the jar. Gives you some bright spotlights in places, but you can move the lights around quite easily to remove that bright spot. The first few shots have been done with the beads only. They've been soaked in water, then the excess water has been poured out and the beads placed into the jar. Now watch what happens to the look when you add water. You've got a bit of air bubble in there, which you can easily shake out if you don't want it in there. But at the same time, completely different effect again. The first setup is a lot like the first one I did with the jars. I have the two torches shining a white light onto a piece of white card. It's about 4 to 5 inches away from the tank. Taking the photo is exactly the same. Turn off any ambient light, just using the light source created by the lights. Again, similar to the first setup I did with the jar, this time shining the light, or shining the torches from behind straight onto the water beads. The final setup is slightly different. Instead of taking pictures directly of the beads, with the light coming through them, this time I'm shining the light through the beads and taking the pictures on the card. Bit tricky to get the actual shot head on, because if you're not careful, you're going to end up in your own light.